Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Newsx and I'm Riya Dwivedi. The Supreme Court has ordered authorities in Delhi-NCR to capture and place all stray dogs in shelters, calling it a progressive exercise, and to start by creating space for at least 5,000 dogs within 6 to 8 weeks. The August 11 order, now referred to a larger 3-judge bench for on August 14 hearing, directs that rounding up of dogs and building shelters be done simultaneously, warning authorities against any delay and promising strict action if found lethargic. And the order taken up suo moto, citing rising dog bite cases, covers Delhi, Ghaziabad, Noida, Faridabad, Gurugram and nearby areas. Dogs once captured must be sterilized, dewormed and immunized as per Animal Birth Control Rules 2023 and must not be released back onto the streets. Acknowledging activists' concern over cruelty and feasibility, the court stressed shelters must have adequate staff, medical care, CCTV monitoring and overcrowding and humane treatment at all times. Estimates of stray dogs in the region range from 3 to 10 lakh, a scale that critics argue makes the order impractical, but the Supreme Court says the exercise will continue and it wants to first hear from the authorities on their progress before considering intervention pleas. Meanwhile, my colleague Simran Babbar has spoken exclusively to prominent Dr Vibha Tomar, who runs a shelter home called Oscar for Life and treats community dogs free of cost. She explains the order and its impact from a veterinary point of view. Take a look.
Supreme Court decision to order the removal of the stray dogs from the Delhi-NCR has sparked an outcry. Not just an outcry, by the way, but also many concerns over what happens to be the future of the dogs in the Delhi-NCR. Now, copying that, even the Madras High Court has started hearing petitions. While we speak of this issue, there are divided opinions and also many contradictions to what the order has come. The CGI, B.R. Gawai, has now agreed to listen to another hearing and to list this matter while there has been an uproar over what happens to be the future of dogs, as the Supreme Court on August 11 has taken the cognizance of the petitions after taking a suo moto cognizance of a case where the dog bite has led to a very grim incident of attacking an infant. Now, we are at a shelter here in the national capital, Oscar for Life, and this clinic, which is being operated by a veterinary, and where the dogs, they are being sheltered, given treatment, and also the community dogs are being looked into after they suffer massive attacks. To understand how does this case is now going to shape the entire treatment and the ABC rules as well after the order of the Supreme Court, until there is no further guidelines, let's speak to the doctor here who is by herself giving treatment to these community dogs, and not just that, taking care of them and also in fact spreading awareness as to what exactly should be the remedies and the kind of precautions which could be taken. Speaking to me is Vibha. What exactly is right now the status while we see the discourse after the Supreme Court order?
I'm really sad right now, to be very honest, because the the statement which was passed in the Supreme Court, it has not been taken account into after looking the ground reality which is there. The statement has been passed that take all the street dogs and put them in pounds and in different homes which they are claiming that they'll the facilities which they'll create, but it is not a very practical decision, because being a veterinarian, I know that if this decision is made and if this statement is passed and the order is passed, it is going to be a death sentence for all the street animals. Like, majority of them are not going to survive in such pounds and in such facilities. One point is that if you take so many of the street dogs without getting them like checking on them, and because this is what they're going to do, they are just going to take the dogs and going to put them in facilities. No proper checks are being taken that are they vaccinated or not they are not vaccinated, are they sterilized or not sterilized. So what is going to happen is, when so many dogs are going to get in such facilities, there are going to be many infections which can spread, like canine distemper is there, parvovirus is there, and these are infections that if one dog gets it, every dog in that room is like they can prone to it. They are like not even susceptible, but they are definitely going to get this virus because it spreads in a very fast manner. Okay, and then the second thing is, these are the like distemper and parvo is different. One are the like fungal, bacterial, the skin infections which are there. Second thing is, the sterilized and non-sterilized dogs are going to be, they are going to get mixed, and then they might mate over there. Puppies are going to be born and they are not going to survive in such facilities, because honestly, managing so many dogs, it is not very easy to maintain a very hygienic setting over there. And another thing is that when so many dogs are relocated, they are going to be picked from different locations. They are going to be put they are going to be made to settle in some particular room, or in, maybe you can say, in a facility where it is spacious, but dog fights are going to happen because they are very territorial, and you cannot expect that all the dogs are going to be friendly and they are going to accept that okay, he's my friend and he's my friend. They are going to fight. When they fight, there will be injuries, there will be wounds, and in such allocated spaces which are unhygienic or which are really small, and even if like in this facility, if you say in the night, if 10 dogs fight amongst each other, even if there is one fly present, they are going to infect the wounds. When wounds are infected, there are going to be maggots over there, and maggots spread in such massively, and they multiply in a really fast manner that overnight all the dogs can get infected that way. And to control it is a very major task that is going to be. The older dogs which would get picked up, they are going to get bitten, because the old dogs which I have, like you can see, one dog is here and he is so helpless that even if I am going to try to maul him like that, something, or just he cannot defend himself in any way. So imagine 6 dogs trying to attack him or get onto him, he is not going to survive. So this decision as a whole, like from a veterinarian's perspective, is not practical, because diseases outbreak will be there, you cannot manage it. And the main thing which is being the highlight, that rabies is such a hot topic right now, that rabid dogs are there, they bite people. How is anyone going to differentiate between a dog who has rabies amongst 20 other dogs? All the dogs, if they are going to get into such facilities, every dog is going to be anxious, they will naturally be aggressive, they are going to fight. And these are the symptoms of rabies, that a rabid dog is aggressive, the drooling happens, he runs here and there. This and the very dog who is healthy, both are going to show the same symptoms. And if one rabid dog is present among the hundreds of them, he is going to bite them. It is going to be such a mess there, and how are you going to prevent that? And even if people, the authorities are worried that human safety, we as healthcare workers, how is it going to be safe for us? Like if there is any paravet or caretaker, or me being a veterinarian, if I am put into a room of 20 dogs and I do not know that if the dog is rabid or not, to manage them, to handle them, if one person also gets bitten, and which does happen in veterinary clinics, in NGOs and shelters, because when we try to treat them, they do try to defend themselves, because they do not know that we are working in their favor. So how is anybody going to manage that condition, that one rabies suspect dog and he infects all the other dogs who are healthy, vaccinated, some must be sterilized? And how are we expecting healthcare workers to we are putting the lives of people also at risk who are going to work over there, like going into a room of 20 dogs or 10 dogs also, not knowing which one is rabid, everyone is aggressive, every other dog is biting each other. To control them, manage them, humans are going to get hurt, animals like in that room are anyway going to die. So this whole decision is really like impractical.
As you say that the decision is impractical, but at the same time there are many otherwise comments coming in from a large section who are against, the animal activists as well, saying that, this is something that is in the public interest because there have been cases. So does this also come to the light of the people that not all dog attack cases come at the time when they're unprovoked? There are also people who are hurting dogs at the community regions, but often there are some no places as such in place where they can be sheltered. And this is also a place where you are taking care of the dogs all by yourself, and there are dogs coming in from the community side. You are giving them shelter, food, treatment as well. In Oscar for Life, you see the cases all by yourself, and when such cases come in, dogs themselves are also hurt in most of the cases where they have tried to attack to defend themselves.
Many cases have come here, cruelty cases, which, we are just trying to focus on one side, that dogs are the ones attacking, dogs are the one hurting people, there is rabies. Yes, I agree that there are many deaths which are due to the rabies, dogs having rabies, but also there is another aspect that there are so many cases which I have treated and seen where the cruelty has been done on animals. There are people who have hit them with rods, they have pelted stones on them, they have run their cars over them, knowing this thing that a dog is sitting on the road, but still they chose to do that. And we come to know through rescuers and feeders that वो भैया थे वहाँ, उनको कुत्ते अच्छे नहीं लगते थे तो उन्होंने कार चढ़ा दी, मैम प्लीज़ इसको देखो कैसे करें. So when that dog, even if after treating him, when he goes back to street, what are you expecting out of him? Even the dog, if us humans are there, somebody misbehaves with us or somebody hits us without we being at fault, we are going to be defensive. So that dog might have a possibility, of being defensive. And in defense, then anybody who's going there, if somebody even tries to kick him or, just throws a stone at him, he remembers that injury. Because I see the dog suffering here. People just hit them and we see they suffer for months here, like 2-3 months also it takes to, for one dog to get cured, to recover from that injury, physically and emotionally also. Dogs are very scared when they come here. So we try to give them love. We have caretakers over here. I make them sit with the dogs so that they spend time and dogs get to know that, okay, there are people who take care of them. And most of these dogs, the dog bite cases which we talk about, the dogs who aggressively bite the people, they are mostly hungry, they are not well taken care of, they are not vaccinated, they are not sterilized. And wherever there are rescuers, wherever there are feeders, which I have seen, like feeders come in here that, ma'am, I'm taking care of 10 dogs over there. Never have I ever heard from those areas or from that region that any dog has bit some other person, because if the dog is well taken care of, he's being fed, vaccinations are complete, everything is okay, they have caretakers and feeders, so the dog is happy, they won't bite. But in areas, in some there are some areas, even in good high scale societies, where people just throw stones at them, or they are very, they don't give them food. Even if food is kept in their bowls, they'll just kick it off like that. Those dogs are hungry. Those dogs have only seen humans as threats, because this is how we have behaved with them. They were very friendly. And amongst these dogs also, there are so many dogs, even if being hit, even if they have been through cruelty, they still choose to show compassion towards human, and they still trust us. So the thing is, the dog bite cases mostly happen when the dogs are not taken care of. So I am in favor where the feeders are allowed to give food to dogs, and the rescuers are allowed to take them and vaccinate them, sterilize them. Most of the things wherever the street dogs are and people are taking care of them, no dog bite cases I've heard of or have come across. And the second thing about the rabies, dog attack, that so many dog bites are there. So I want to raise this thing that dog bites, we are trying to portray every dog bite as a thing that a dog aggressively came and bit a person. But there is a whole community of us veterinarians, paravets, caretakers, pet groomers, pet boarding members, like houses which are there, and caretakers, every one of us, the rescuers and the feeders. Our work is to take care of them, my work is to treat them, and the feeders, they feed them, like all of us are involved with them. And yeah, we also go through dog bites in the way when we are trying to help them. If I'm trying to treat a dog and imagine he has been run over by a car, he's hurt, the legs are broken, the jaw is broken, in that condition they try to defend themselves and they end up biting us. Sometimes it is a part of our work. We also go to the clinics, we get the injections, rabies vaccination done, we complete the whole course, and then we are back again saving them. This is what happens with all the rescuers also and feeders also, that sometimes when we are trying to help them, how are we going to explain it to an innocent animal, voiceless animal, that we are helping you? They are just hurt and they see we are just injecting them, feeding them medicine, so they too try to also defend themselves. After a few point of sometime they realize, okay, we are getting healed, they are doing for a better. So we also, as healthcare workers in this veterinary profession, do get the veterinary doses sometimes because we get scratches or bitten. Most of the time it is just defense, just to protect ourselves from getting any dog bites in future. Any staff or like when we are a part of this veterinary team, or any person who is a groomer or any person who is feeding dogs, we take the rabies vaccination beforehand only as a precaution, because we know that if we are going to interact with them, we might end up getting bit. It is a part of the job. So are the people who are taking these dog bite cases, when we go to the clinic, we get the injections done, we are only asked kaise kata, ji kutte ne kaat liya, okay theek hai, nothing else is asked. Like there is no section where we explain that we were treating them, we were rescuing them, we were feeding them, or we were they were in a facility where we were grooming them and the dog got little scared. That is how. And there are so many pet parents also, when they adopt the dogs or cats, they also get these rabies vaccination as a precaution, because anyhow always it is in our minds that a dog might bite because they cannot speak, we cannot directly communicate with them in that way. So are these people counting these aspects also? We are just talking about dog bites, itne ho gaye hain, itne dog bites hai, itne dog bites hai.
But one thing that is very important to look at, as the CGI has himself said, that now he is going to look into the 11th August order that has to do all of the changes. So what are the expectations from this? Because at present, Delhi does not have many shelter homes to cater to around 5,000 dogs as presently that there are. But there are more community dogs present in the national capital in the NCR region. So clearly the civic bodies have also been given a free hand by the court that you can pick up any dog, and nobody can in fact obstruct that procedure. If someone does that, it's a contempt of court. So what is the expectation going, from this point of time, as there has to be a resolution, taking the urgency into the matter only? This has been established that they will look into this from the apex court. The CGI himself is going to look into it. How can we resolve this matter by also keeping compassion, but the safety of others who are also not into safeguarding the interest of the animals as well?
So right now, from I'm a veterinarian, and from my point of view, the things which can be done is like there are multiple things, and we can do it in a way of compassion. If we are talking about putting all of them in a facility, it is only going to be death for so many of the street dogs. So there are many things which can be done, and there have been programs like ABC, animal birth control, the sterilization, the vaccination programs, which they have, there are the teams which are set up, the authorities which are, slowly doing that. So we have to focus on sterilizing them, vaccinating them, and feeding them. I think that feeding them also is a very big part, because a well-fed dog will never bite. He is very satisfied. So, and if you ask me that what could be done if I am in some authority, so I would begin with such programs that I could set up temporary like camps which are there, that if we are having enough funds, and if we are trying to put so many funds in this kind of facility that we are just going to stuff them up like they are nobody, in the such kind of shelter homes, we can use those funds and create ambulatory vans and designate proper veterinary doctors, a paravet, a caretaker, like a proper team kind of thing, and we can send those ambulances in particular area. For example, if in this area that Chhatarpur is here, there can be ambulances, there can be a staff like proper, they could come here, they could vaccinate all the dogs, they could inspect which of them are sterilized and not which are they have not been sterilized. They can be taken up, they can be picked up, sterilize them, and then release them back to the caretakers. It is then the caretaker's responsibility that they start feeding them. There can be designated feeding areas. This is where both, even if there are people who hate dogs and who do not want, that dogs should not roam around their homes, we can decide some places where they can be fed so that no other they should not be disturbed, and even we can do that thing on our by taking responsibility that okay, we are taking care of these dogs, we are feeding them there, we have got them sterilized, we have got them vaccinated. Area by area all these things can be done, even if they want to prepare such shelters. So just imagine if we get to know there is a shelter in a very big space, there are proper caretakers, proper veterinarians present, they are getting fed, they are in hygienic environments. No, I don't think any animal lover would have any problem, but I know that this is not going to happen because there are no shelters, there is no land available like that, where they can create this system in such a short time. I have created this shelter, I have made this shelter in 4 months of time, and I have made this only for 20 to 25 dogs because I wanted quality, I wanted proper management system here. So how are we expecting that in just such a short amount of time 5,000 dogs are going to be allocated in such spaces and they are going to be safe? So many other programs, there are other countries which we are taking into they have, because they have proper system, they have allocated time, they have allocated funds, they have made proper teams, they have proper staff, veterinarians, caretakers, feeders, caregivers, everybody need they need to unite and do this thing. It is not like okay, the cases are rising and this thing has been done, there are many deaths and okay, so pack them up and put them in shelters. This is a very cruel thing to do to them, because if we are humans, we need to be compassionate, we need to show them empathy, and this is just against all the ethics of us being humans.
Thank you, Dr. Vibha Tomar. And as we see that the discourse right now and the uproar over the Supreme Court's latest order is only creating more divide, as there is in fact more concern over what happens to the safety and the lives of these voiceless as well. But at the same time, many are also enjoying that such kind of cruel acts that have been witnessed in many of the videos against the infants as well will be not tolerated, will not be seen ahead. But it remains to be seen how exactly in a scenario where compassion will also be inculcated and also safety guidelines will be adhered to, while making sure that immunization, sterilization and dog shelter camps will be set up, we might have a kind of order which is going to be beneficial to even the voiceless. This is Simran with video journalist Ankush for Newsx.